In honor of Veterans Day, this special program is brought to you by your local television station.
To honor all the veterans of World War II, I'd like to share a special book today that tells of heroes of that unique time in history. The title is Yellow Star by Jennifer Roy. And if you want a 7-year-old girl's opinion about World War II, you should read Yellow Star. The story takes place in Poland when the Nazis take over Savannah's town and take the town captive. The Nazis put people on trains and tell them they are going to Germany to help rebuild their cities, but later they leave the healthier ones and take the weaker ones on the trains to concentration camps. Savannah has to hide in a graveyard at night because Nazis come and look in everybody's houses. After that, she has to be put in a basement of a new building. If you want to know the answers to the questions, will Savannah be saved from the basement? Will the town be saved from the Nazis? Read the book and find out. I love this book because it's very detailed about the war, and others like it too. It is a William Allen White war honor book. So honor all veterans this day and read a great book.
Thanks for joining us. We have now heard the two sides of a very disturbing conflict between a husband and a wife. They can't agree on which is the best book in the world. Sitting with me today is the couple. Let's talk with them. Tell me again, what makes your book so special?
Well, it's an easy read that anyone can pick up and enjoy, and he won't even try and pick it up. He's being a stubborn mule.
A stubborn mule? I am not. You are the one who's being ridiculous. If you would just read my book, you would come around to my point of view.
Well, it looks like we had our work cut out for us today.
This just in, a plane loaded with babies made an unscheduled landing today at the local airport. A runway worker caught footage of the plane landing and making its way down the runway. After the airport staff investigated, they also discovered that nobody was flying the plane. Sounds just like my favorite book, Found, by Margaret Peterson Haddix. 13 years after that mysterious plane landed, Jonah and his new friend Chip, who were both adopted, began receiving letters. They have no clue who they are from. The first letter says, "You are one of the missing." They thought it was just a prank. When they got the second one, it said, "Beware, they are coming back to get you." Jonah, Chip, and Jonah's sister Catherine try to solve this mystery. This great mystery deals with the FBI, an airplane that came out of nowhere, and even people who disappear and appear whenever they want to. If you want to find out the end, you have to read this book yourself. Now back to the regular scheduled program.
It seems we are starting to make progress since you both are now holding the other's favorite books. We are halfway through the program. Make sure you don't touch the remote to see if Richard and Gloria are really on the right path to a happily ever after ending.
See the shovel here? It's all clean and shiny, and you need to buy it. It is just like the shovel in my most favorite book in the world, Holes, by Lewis Thacker. The book is about a boy named Stanley who was caught stealing even though he didn't, and he got sent to a camp called Camp Green Lake. He thought it was going to be fun there because there was a lake. But when he got there, he found out that it was just a dried out lake, and the other kids were digging holes out on the bottom of the lake as a punishment. Then Stanley met a boy that everyone called Zero, but his real name was Hector Zeroni. They both ran away, but Zero had ran away about 3 days before Stanley. So when Stanley finally ran away, he jumped into a truck which carried water, and he tried to drive out to Zero. But he drove it into a hole and had to walk the rest of the way. Stanley had walked for hours when he found an overturned boat, and he looked underneath that boat and found Zero eating very old peaches out of a jar. After that, he walked another few hours until they reached a mountain, and they climbed it all the way to the top. Then they found onions that had been growing for hundreds of years. They stayed there for a couple of days and decided they needed to go back to camp. When they got back, they started digging. Then all of a sudden, they found a chest, and it said Stanley Yellnuts on it. That is Stanley's name. To find out the end, you will have to read the book yourself. So that's why you need to buy this new, cool shovel, just like the one in Holes. So call 1-885-555-5555. Let me repeat that again. 1-885-555-5555.
Gloria and Richard are now starting on the first few pages of each other's book. Let's see how they feel.
Well, it's okay. It's spooky, and I think it would appeal to many people.
I guess your book is good, too. The dog in it is very funny, smart, and I like how he smiles at everyone he meets.
Looks like I have helped another couple, but after this break, we will see if they can continue on the road to relationship heaven.